Good Saturday, DeFi Nation. Good Saturday, Energy Community. And good Saturday, Starstate Stargazers. It's about to get heavy today. It's about to go down. And as the song says, before we started recording, we actually opened with Shinedown's song called Devil. And there's a reason we opened with that. But as the lyrics go, it's about to get heavy. It's about to go down. I'm banging, slinging napalm. So nobody move, because I was sent to warn you, the devil's in the next room. And that is the lyrics to the song. They have some significance today. Why? I've wanted to do this Zoom for the past few weeks. And guys, this Zoom, you're going to get some extremely valuable content today. So I want you to pay close attention. I know we don't have the Wire episode, Starstate Wire episode yet. Chris still needs to edit that, but they have been extremely busy putting the finishing touches on Starstate, because their plan is to launch phase 1 of it here literally within just a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, around mid-October. And that is a pretty firm date. So Chris still needs to edit that video. We will have the Wire soon, but I'm going to tell you this. This Zoom has a lot of importance on your life. It truly does. And I think you're going to see that today, because today we're going to talk about some serious stuff that I really believe people need to know about. And we're going to talk about why is the government's plan to release a centralized programmable digital currency extremely concerning to your family. Let me say that again. Centralized programmable currency. Why is it concerning to your family? How can you protect your family and your community that you live in from their lives and their money being controlled? And what exactly is the CBDC? And what can you do to fight against it? Well, let me begin by letting you know that the CBDC stands for Centralized Bank Digital Currency. Centralized Banking Digital Currency. Now, we're going to talk about all this today, but this is information that a lot of people don't know about. And it's information that, quite frankly, you need to be aware of. Every person in the world needs to be aware of this. So if you're out watching on Facebook, what you want to do is you want to get on this Zoom right now. You want to get on this Zoom now. How are you going to do that? You're going to go down in the comments, and there is a link to get on this very Zoom. And if for some reason, maybe your friend is sharing out this stream and there's not a link in the comments, if you go to the original video they shared, you're going to see a link down in the comments where you can get on this very Zoom going on right now. And if you happen to watch this maybe later on in the day, after this Zoom is over, we'll actually upload the recording to YouTube, and I'll put it in the comments. So you'll see it in the comments. Maybe you watch this later on in the day and you say, man, I want to see this full Zoom, and you weren't able to be here live with us. You can go down in the comments and you can actually see the full recording of this Zoom. But we are going to do a Q&A session. We don't record the Q&A session. It's just good to be here live. So if you're out there watching right now, get on this Zoom, because I'm going to tell you guys on Facebook, bye for now. We're going to have a really important Zoom. We're going to have a Zoom that may be the most important Zoom that you ever attend. So I'll see you on the Zoom. Bye now, Facebook. All right, let me make sure we are off Facebook. Okay, so guys, if you're here watching today, this is a recording. Yes, I recorded this just a few hours ago. Why? Because my son has his flag football game, and I want to attend his game today. So I've actually recorded this a few hours ago, and you're watching it live right now for the very first time. So after the Zoom, I may or may not be here for the Q&A segment, but we will have members of our community that can answer questions as well. I do think you're going to really enjoy what I put together today. I wouldn't say enjoy, but you're really going to find significance in what I put together today. You're really going to find value in what I put together today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start us out with a video. Now, I want you to know that this video does talk a little bit about religion in with the centralized banking currency. You know, which I think is very, very important. But I want you guys to know, regardless of your religion or regardless if you're even religious, I want you to get the overall message of this particular video, because you're going to hear clips from very powerful people in the world. You're going to see information that you may not be aware of. So without further ado, let me go ahead. I'm going to play that video, and then I'm going to come back on after that. Here we go.
He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666.
So I think you need a new world order, that China has to be part of the process of creating it, and they have to buy in, they have to own it, the same way as, let's say, the United States owns the Washington Consensus, the current order.
And what about the American concern that aiding and abetting this move away from the dollar as the world's reserve currency ultimately means a weakening of the U.S. economy?
It is not necessarily in our interest to have the dollar as the sole world currency, because as the world economy grows, it needs additional currency. And if the dollar is that additional currency, it means that the U.S. has to have a chronic current account deficit, and that is not appropriate. So I think it's in our interest as well to reform the system. I think this is a healthy, if painful, adjustment that the world has to go through. But the system we have now has actually broken down, only we haven't quite recognized it. And so you need to create a new one. And this is the time to do it.
The world has to overcome not only the damage done to our economies and our societies by COVID-19, it also has to confront the repercussions of a dangerous clash between major global powers. History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected. In times of crisis, The role of governments is more important and more relevant than ever.
Out of everything terrible, something good will come if you look hard enough for it. I think this presents us with some significant opportunities to make some real changes. You know, we are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it.
As we tackle this crisis, our efforts cannot be a series of independent initiatives running in parallel. The scale and scope of the threat we face call for a global systems-level solution based on radically transforming our current fossil fuel-based economy to one that is genuinely renewable and sustainable. So, ladies and gentlemen, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the action required. We know this will take trillions, not billions of dollars. We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green. Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector, with trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders. It offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition.
What underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71, and so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.
Being able to come into this studio and infect me, because even after they learned that you could still infect me, the vaccine passports were still in place. But they've told us, they meaning people in power, have told us what they want to do next. So the UK is currently the head of the G7 group. That's the world's most economically advanced countries. And the UK currently chairs the G7 group. Our Chancellor, who does our economy, called Chancellor of the Exchequer, his name's Rishi Sunak. He put out this video saying that what they want to do is bring in this thing called the central banking digital currency. They want to replace fiat paper money with digital money as a competitor to Bitcoin and crypto money, right? But instead of being decentralized currency, it will be controlled by a government. It's digital currency, but controlled centrally through the banks, Bank of England. So instead of having a bank account with whatever, HSBC or Bank of America, you'll have a bank account directly with, in the American context, with the Fed. In the UK, directly with the Bank of England. You have a personal bank account and you're given digital money in that bank account. These are called central banking digital currencies. The Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK has already announced their intention to do this as the G7 group. And these, if you look up...
this sounds terrifying.
If you look up, there's a specific article in the Telegraph, programmable digital currency, yeah?
Central bank digital currency, is that the one down below?
Digital currency should be programmable. See that one there? Yeah? But you can see the word there, right? Programming in the headline. Now, what they're doing is they're saying that this digital currency, once you're, because, you know, everyone knows that with inflation at over 5%, it's now 5.4%, right? Our fiat money, the paper money, is increasingly becoming worthless, and we're headed towards a big disaster. The Fed wants to raise interest rates. But we're in so much debt that if you raise interest rates, people are going to suffer because everyone, you know, we're living on debt as Western economies. So they realize that this kind of the lifespan of paper money is fast coming to an end because of the 2008 economic crash in particular. So they're bringing in these central banking digital currencies. Why is that word programmable in there? So what they said in that article, and the Chancellor put a video out saying this as well, they said, right, think back to what vaccine passports were, yeah? If you don't have your jab, you can't even eat in this restaurant. What they've said, and why the word programmable was in that headline, was they've said that this money that you will earn from work, instead of having paper money, you have this digital money. It's programmable so that you can't buy certain foods, or if you do something that your employer doesn't like, it's all in that article. You won't be able to spend your money. In other words, it's not money. They're vouchers. They're like food vouchers. And they can be programmed so that, like the Chinese social credit system, that if you try and use them on a certain thing, it won't work. You say you want to buy a burger and they want you to buy bugs, which is one of the examples used. If you start to try and buy unhealthy meat, it just won't work. You tap your card, you can't buy the thing because you've met your quota that month of burgers. You have to buy something like a vegan meal.
So it won't just be money in the sense of the way we have dollars or pounds today.
Yeah.
It'll be something that's controlled in terms of your ability to distribute it.
Which is why I'm calling it a voucher. It's a coupon.
But even a coupon, if you have a coupon to buy bread, you can still buy the bread.
Yeah.
Like, there's
But you can't buy, see that coupon to buy bread, what you can't do is buy a burger with that coupon. It's for bread.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you will have this central banking digital currency, and then what they're talking about in that article that we just pulled up is they'll say, right, and it explicitly uses the words, won't be used on something that the employer deems inappropriate or the state deems inappropriate.
Oh, we got to see this.
Yeah?
See if we can find that, or
I'm just digging through a different article about it too. It's talking about there's pilot programs going to be used in the Olympics coming up in China.
Yep.
They've already started it, and
right now, do
Sweden.
you feel like you're sounding the alarm?
Yes.
For people that don't understand what the fuck is going on.
So here, I'll put it up for you here. Yeah. So there's the video.
Yeah.
I don't know if your camera can see that, but
no.
There's the video. There's him speaking about it.
The G7 is launching a set of public policy principles for retail central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Central bank digital currencies could be a digital version of money, a bit like a digital banknote that could be used alongside physical notes and coins. Unlike most of the digital money people use daily today, it would be issued directly by a central bank, like the Bank of England in the UK. And governments and central banks across the world are working together, looking into what having a digital currency might mean in practice.
Right, so that's the guy who runs our economy in the UK. His name's the Chancellor of the Exchequer. And here is the article. Bank of England tells ministers to intervene on digital currency programming, yeah? And here's a quote from the article. This is in the Telegraph, the one he pulled up, but it was behind a paywall, so I'll just read the quote. Digital cash could be programmed to ensure it is only spent on essentials or goods which an employer or government deems to be sensible.
Holy shit.
I'm going to take it one step further for you, Joe, right? So the vaccine passport infrastructure is in place. But now we know that the vaccine doesn't stop infection or transmission, but the checkpoint Charlie exists everywhere. They bring in digital banking, central banking digital currencies. You've got a scenario now that you're checking in and out everywhere you go using vouchers that are programmed, and you can only spend where you're told you can spend them. There's another word for that, man. That's called the Chinese social credit system. That's what it's called. And anyone who watches Black Mirror will know what I'm talking about. That's that TV show, right?
Yeah.
So what they are telling us, and when I say they, who's they? People in power. That's the head of our economy, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, second most powerful person other than the Prime Minister and maybe the Foreign Secretary in the UK, right? He's telling us, I just played it there for you, he's telling us that's what he, as the UK, the head of the G7, want to bring in for the G7. So a scenario where, like in New York at the moment, because the passport infrastructure is in place, you bring in that digital currency and you've got this total control. And if I'm speaking to you the way I'm speaking now, and my employer or government, you heard that in the quote directly, yeah, deems me as saying or doing something inappropriate, suddenly I can't actually pay to come here and speak to you anymore. My digital currency won't even pay for the ticket because it will be known that I'm coming to speak to you. Sorry, your vouchers don't allow you to purchase that ticket to go and speak to Joe.
And this is where we get into the kind of censorship that we see in social media that is not, it's not, you can't have that kind of censorship with the First Amendment in normal discourse. But you can have that kind of censorship if you've developed a digital platform that distributes information, but it's a private company.
Yeah.
So think about what money is, where you can spend it on whatever you want, versus this digital currency, which is essentially controlled in a sense, like you have free speech on Twitter, but you really don't. Because if you go too far or you talk about something that they don't find appropriate, they'll just ban your account. That could be what we're looking at in terms of what we think of as free speech being social media platforms, could be what we think of as your free range ability to buy whatever you want with whatever money that you've earned.
What's going on here is, with this central banking digital currency, if you get to that situation where you end up with the Chinese social credit system in the West, why would anyone want to do that, right? I believe we're in a moment of the Gutenberg press. Go back to when the printing press was invented. Technology disrupts power structures. It always has. Printing and its invention was a new technology. What happened when they invented the printing press? The power structures who up until that point were reading the Bible for you and were telling you that you got to pay this priest X amount of favors and he'll forgive you your sins. And that became a bribery system, right? Which is what Martin Luther was so upset about when he pinned his thesis to the wall. The printing press disrupted that power dynamic because people could read the Bible for themselves. And they began realizing that the power structures were manipulating what was written to control people. Now, nobody in hindsight is going to argue that printing and its invention is a bad thing for humanity. But at the time, it led to war. It led to the 30 Years' War in Europe. What's today's Gutenberg press? The internet. Now, what's happening is that the invention of the internet, with the decentralization of information, and in particular here, the decentralization of currency in the form of cryptocurrencies, is disrupting those power hierarchies to have the infrastructure in place that you can have a checkpoint Charlie society, so that when the central banking digital currencies are in place, that infrastructure is already there because people were so scared they voluntarily allowed you to put that in place, so that you can maintain your grip on power, because what's coming around the corner is the decentralization of everything, of media, therefore of narrative, and of course remember, whoever defines the truth gets to define reality. Decentralization of narratives, decentralization of the economy through crypto. You no longer have the power to define the story and control the money supply. So the powers that be, who are losing that power, need to clamp down. They're clamping down on their own children, because we are people who are born of the West. So it's an internal civil war in a hybrid war context over truth and over information. Centralization versus decentralization, basically. It's no longer about left or right. It's about up versus down. It's about power versus those who don't have power.
Right.
See how easy it was to convince everybody initially that the Iraq war was needed, right? Now you've got a point today where they haven't been able to convince people of their measures that they wanted to bring in when COVID struck, because it was quicker to be able to unpick that narrative due to decentralization. Shows like this that weren't under the traditional yoke of traditional media were able to have certain conversations. Now that means that it's harder to control the narrative. And so in a situation like that, when you're losing your grip and power, the only option you have left is to clamp down. There's going to be some short-term pain.
And what do you mean by that?
There'll be another emergency, whether it's war with Russia, which is already being played up, whatever it is, whether it's the crash of the economy because of the fiat and the inflation at 5.4%, at least in the UK, it's 5.4% here. I know it's out of control here as well. If the currency collapses, because we're living on printed money at the moment, it's called quantitative easing. We are literally printing ourselves money to try and pay for our debt. We're just printing more money. That's unsustainable. So we're in this situation where any other crisis could occur. If the food shortages everywhere and people end up rioting, it's a good reason to say, right, we need more power to control this. We need more emergency powers. We need stronger laws. And so you end up in a situation where crises can be manipulated to bring in stronger and stronger authority, when really what's going on is we're in this crossroads in history.
I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. He which testifieth these things saith, Surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so, come, Lord Jesus.
So, I hope you guys got value out of that video. I just felt it was so very important to share this information with you guys. And I know your head's probably spinning right now and you're saying, well, what can I do? What steps should I take? I want to address exactly that, but I want to go over something first, because this goes in line with my next point. And, you know, many of you guys know who got to know me personally know that, you know, I am a Christian person. Now, I realize that we have people from all over the world. We have people from all different religions. We have people who aren't necessarily religious, and I can respect that. I can absolutely respect that. But I want to read you guys a parable from the Bible, and whether you're religious or not, or whether you're of the Christian religion, I think everybody can agree with this lesson. And there's a few different reasons that I want to read this to you and, you know, make this point, so you realize what's going on, so you can open your eyes and see what's really going on out there in the world today. So this particular passage is called the parable of the workers in the vineyard. And it says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay them a denarius, just a unit of money." Okay, you could think of it as $1. You could think of it as $20 in today's. You think in today's standards, you could think of it as $200 or $300 or whatever, but just a unit of money. He agreed to pay them a denarius for the day and sent them into his vineyard. About 9 in the morning, he went out and saw others standing in the marketplace doing nothing. He told them, "You also go and work in my vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. He went out again about noon and about 3 in the afternoon and did the same thing. About 5 in the afternoon, he went out and found still others standing around. He asked them, "Why have you been standing here all day long doing nothing?" And they respond, "Because no one has hired us," they answered. He said to them, "You also go and work in my vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the workers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last ones hired, going on to the first." The workers who were hired about 5 in the afternoon came and each received a denarius. So when those came who were hired first, they expected to receive more, but each of them also received a denarius. When they received it, they began to grumble against the landowner. "These who were hired last worked for only an hour," they said, "and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the work and the heat the entire day." But he answered one of them, "I am not being unfair to you, friend. Didn't you agree to work for a denarius? Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was hired last the same as you." Don't I have a right to do with what I want with my own money? Are you so envious because I am generous? So the last will be first and the first will be last. Okay. This parable has great significance. And let me break down why this has such a huge significance, I believe, to your life. So first of all, the farmer, he has a right to be free. He has a right to do with what he wants with his own money. He has a right to be generous if he chooses to be generous. But the other part of this, which I think a lot of people miss, is the accountability piece. You see, the guys that started at the beginning of the day, they agreed to work for those wages. They took accountability to work for those wages. The fact that he decided to pay others who came on later in the day the same wages has no bearance on the accountability that they took and what they agreed to. And there's a reason that I tell you these things. One, if you're a Christian brother or sister like myself, I believe that if the mark of the beast should happen in our time, the Bible goes on to say that, most people get fooled. Most people are going to take the mark. How are they going to fool people to take the mark? Well, it's my belief that what they will do is they will give people a choice. And that choice will be to cancel all of their debt and agree to use this new one world currency. Okay, it could be the CBDC, the centralized banking digital currency. Who knows? Possibility. May not be. It may not happen in our lifetime. But the point I'm making is still very valid. I want you to think about this. Think about how many people would be fooled by that. I mean, if you could get out of your car payment, your home debt, your credit card debt, you could have all your debt erased just for agreeing to their terms. How many people do you think would do that? Probably a lot. Because in the world we live in today, a lot of people have forgot one thing. They forgot accountability. They forgot that they made that agreement with that debt, and that debt is their responsibility. They made the agreement, and it's their responsibility to take care of. So I just want you to remember this. If on down the line, you see something like this happen where they, the government or the powers that may be agree to erase all of your debt if you agree to take the mark and use their currency. And maybe it's not about, maybe that doesn't happen in our lifetime, but maybe maybe it's not about the mark that happens in our lifetime, but maybe they get you to agree to take this, to use this new currency, new programmable currency that they can program by erasing your debt. Why do I say these things? Just look what's happening in the world that we live in today. Guys, look what's happening in the world we live in today. What did they just do? Erased student loan debt. What do you think is next? Medical bills? When they progress to medical bills, what do they go to next? Your house, your car, your credit card debt? Who knows? But the fact is that these very things are happening in the world that we live in today. And, there's no denying, yes, we do live in some scary times. But that being said, you can also take accountability to help change the world around you, to help inform people, to help educate them. Because there's one key part of that video, and it's just about 4 or 5 seconds long. And I don't know if you guys caught it. So I want to go ahead. I want to play this part again. Okay. Let me play this part of this video. It's only about 4 or 5 seconds long. Let me go back to the video here. And that video.
He was granted.
Let me go back here. I have it wrote down, 1451. I want you to listen closely, okay? I want you to listen extremely, extremely close. 1451, okay? They say something. They say something in this video that is so, so valuable. Listen.
Technology disrupts power structures. It always has.
Let's listen to that one more time. One more time.
Technology disrupts power structures. It always has.
Technology disrupts power structures. It always has. Well, guys, we have a big key here, because what we have created is a technology that can really be a game changer for the entire world. It can be a game changer to fight against centralization and currencies that control people. Let's listen to that one more time, and then I'm going to get into this. I think that was so powerful what he said. So powerful. It's at the 1451 mark.
Technology disrupts power structures. It always has.
Technology disrupts power structures. So, guys, what we have created is we have created a decentralized financial system, second to none. Okay, we've created a decentralized financial system called energy. Okay, it's the financial system. When you own energy, it's like owning a piece of the decentralized bank, if you want to look at it that way. Very similar to that. There is no centralized office for energy. There's no owner of energy. Everybody who owns energy owns energy. Yes, we deployed energy, and yes, we went up and bought a bunch of energy with our own money after we deployed it, because we wanted to have a vested interest in building upon the ecosystem that we created. And so we went to work creating technologies. And we created this exceptional technology that we've been developing for over the past year, and it's getting ready to be released, guys, here literally in just around 2 weeks or so, okay, around mid-October. So it's literally getting ready to be released. This technology that's been a year in development. This technology, I believe, could be as big as Amazon and YouTube, because it is as intricate as Amazon and YouTube. It is a technology that changes the way people transact. And it's a technology that I really believe can not only change the way people transact, but it can change our current financial system. And what that technology is called is Starstate. So I want to play a little video for you on Starstate. This is the video. This is our trailer on Starstate, and it'll give you goosebumps. And then I'm going to talk about how our technology can really fight against that centralized banking control. So let me go ahead and play this video. This is our trailer for energy. Let me come over here, and I have it right here.
In the beginning, humans looked to the stars for answers, a view of where we came from, and in some ways, what we can become. Today, when we look to the sky, we wonder if we're alone and how far we can go. We've come a long way in the last 20 years, creating experiences that through art and technology have transported us to discover new stars of all types. Some stars help connect and bring us together. Others transport us to all new worlds with breathtaking adventures. We see stars as greater-than-life figures, magical moments, and fantastical achievements. We live amongst these stars every day. Crafting Starstate, we are reminded that the things we love most don't come from the stars above, but from the ones all around us. Starstate is the first NFT-based royalty marketplace, bringing the world's greatest creations and its creators together with fans and consumers to create even greater opportunities. More than that, Starstate is about access, an entirely new economy built solely on our connections to the things we use and enjoy. Starstate is something we've dreamt of having, and it's only now that we have the hardware, the technology, and the experience to push our creative boundaries even further. In it, we invite you to join Astra, the official prologue to your journey into Starstate. For the first time, we'll provide an inside look at what makes this next generation platform so important, and how you can forge new connections to your great creations. As a fan, discover new opportunities inside the NFT-based marketplace with access to your favorite stars, rewards, and royalties. We have a lot to share. Together, let's begin the journey to go beyond blockchain and explore the possibilities of our progress as creators and consumers. We hope you'll join Astra to find your way to Starstate and go with us on the journey to discover the next generation of stardom.
All right, so that tells you a little bit about our technology on Starstate, but I want to just delve just a little bit deeper. What we've created is a few different innovations, and not just Starstate, but along with Starstate, we also created what's called NFT Bucks. And I want to show you what these NFT Bucks look like. Let me share my screen here with you. We created these NFT Bucks. So this is what NFT Bucks look like. NFT Bucks are the world's first NFT stabilized currency. The world's first NFT stabilized currency. They look like this. What they allow people to do is basically mint their own currency and create their own economy. They allow what's called IP creators, intellectual property creators. And we're going to talk about that here in a second, exactly what intellectual property creators are. But they allow them basically to create their own economy. They allow them to put their own images on these NFT Bucks. You know, maybe it's a band and they have a new album coming out and they want to put their album cover on there. Maybe it's a granny that's wanting to create a special NFT Buck for her graduating grandchildren. You know, whatever the case it may be. Maybe it's a new movie that's coming out and they want to put the image on these NFT Bucks. But I just want to show you a little bit of what they look like. So they have a face value on them. Just kind of scroll through here. These particular ones I'm showing you now, they have a $100 face value on them. But you've got all these NFT Bucks. And essentially what these NFT Bucks, what happens is they can be redeemed at any time for real dollars. They can be redeemed at any time for real dollars. So that $100 NFT Buck could be redeemed for $100. A $20 NFT Buck could be redeemed for $20. You know, a $1,000 NFT Buck could be redeemed for $1,000, and 100,000, 100,000, a million. You get the point. Those NFT Bucks actually can be redeemed at any time for real dollars. And you'll have both collectible Bucks, you know, Bucks that maybe a certain famous person or celebrity puts an image on there and they only release a limited amount of them. And while they may be always redeemable for their face value in dollars, on the secondary market, they might be worth much more as far as a collectible goes. And then, of course, you have your standard NFT bucks. And what people use those standard NFT bucks for is to go purchase Starstake NFTs. So what are Starstake NFTs? Well, Starstake NFTs are actually real intellectual property. Now you got to understand, well, what is intellectual property, you say, okay? And you might have a little idea, but you've got to really expand your horizons, because virtually every dollar that we spend goes for some kind of intellectual property, right? Every dollar, every euro for you guys in Europe, or pound, or you know, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, whatever currency, okay? But every unit of money we spend goes for some kind of intellectual property. Intellectual property, I'll just give you some examples. It could be on a song, it could be on a concert tour, it could be on a movie, it could be on a YouTuber's YouTube channel. You know, they earn money and on their YouTube channel. They're compensated for putting out content. It could be a brand of shoes, it could be a pharmaceutical medication, it could be a beverage. You know, Coca-Cola is notorious for having that secret formula, right? It could be a brand of whiskey. It could be virtually anything that you think up, and everything that you spend your money on is some form of intellectual property. So it's really for what's called IP creators, intellectual property creators. It's really for stars, and it's also for brands. And what it allows people to do is purchase that Starstake NFT and earn a royalty on that intellectual property. They also have the ability to actually get the intellectual property as well. So maybe it's a movie, and the intellectual property creator, they set all their parameters, but they say, you know, if you spend at least $30 in our Starstake NFT, you're not only going to earn on this movie's success, but you're going to get a ticket to go see the movie yourself. Think how powerful that would be. Maybe it's a band and they have a concert tour that's going through Europe, and they say, if you can purchase the Starstake NFT and you can earn royalties on the success of this concert tour, but if you purchase at least $100, you're going to get a ticket to come see them live in concert. If you spend $500, maybe you get a backstage pass. So there's all sorts of parameters. Let's say a brand of shoes, they do a Starstake NFT, maybe on a new super brand of shoe that they have. They could set all those parameters and say, if you purchase $100 of this Starstake NFT, not only are you going to earn royalties on the success of this particular model of shoe, but you're actually going to be able to get a pair yourself. So Starstake does some really important things. Starstake is basically like a social media platform for IP creators that connects them with their fans and connects their fans with them. But it also has some components of Amazon when you think about it, because you have all these products that are intellectual property on Amazon. Which do you think which do you think somebody would rather do? Take and go purchase a product from Amazon that, of course, they want and they're going to use, or purchase a Starstake NFT and not only get a product that they want and can use, but they can also earn a royalty on its growth and its success. So why I tell you these things, here's why I tell you these things. Those NFT bucks are a big key. They're a big key to fighting this centralized banking corruption that I really, quite frankly, don't think anyone wants to see, regardless of your race, your religion, or whoever you are in the world. I don't think people want to see their lives being controlled. People like freedom, right? And so we're able to get, I want you to think about this. We're able to get those NFT bucks in circulation, not by educating people that there's this financial system, we're able to get them in circulation rather quickly by hitting people in the heart with the things they love and enjoy. Not something that they have to get educated on and make a decision to spend, but when they see that they can share in the success and get the products and be connected to their favorite artist in the world or their favorite brand, guess what they do? They can whip out their credit card and they can buy NFT bucks, and they can use those to go purchase the Starstate NFT. Furthermore, on those NFT bucks, what a lot of people don't realize is when the time's right and we have a lot of them out in circulation, we have all the API done where they can be plugged into third-party applications such as Amazon and such as Shopify, so that they can take them as a form of payment. Okay? So I want to go back. So what can you do? What can you do? I want to go back to that parable I read that's about taking accountability. What should you do? Should you run scared? No, you can't run scared. We can't run scared. We have to unify. We have to be united. The world has to be united for freedom. They have to be united for change. They have to be united for a technology that can disrupt the centralized power. And that's exactly what we have. So what you can do is you can get involved with us right now, and you have a huge opportunity. And when you get involved, you can educate people. You can educate people and let them know about Starstate. And if you choose, you can let them know about energy as well. So you have an opportunity right now. What's your opportunity? Well, when you have 25 energy staked, you earn on the entire Starstate platform. You earn a royalty actually on Starstate itself, okay? Because you have 25 energy staked. You can either have 25 or you could stake 500. I mean, you could stake any amount you want, but there's basically two tiers that allow you to collect royalties. You either have 25 staked or you have 500. And the 500 is more for, as we grow, we're obviously going to probably have institutions that want to come in our ecosystem. And that's going to be the level that they come in at, which is great, because if you have 25 energy, or maybe you can't afford 25, maybe you only have 3 energy, whatever amount you have, when they come in with those big, for those big chunks of energy, guess what? It just raises the value of what you have. So you can have 25 energy stake. That's what most people do. You can earn on the entire ecosystem. Now, here's the kicker. Energy is extremely limited in supply. So that means that not very many people can actually stake 25 energy. There's only a limited amount of people that can earn royalties on the energy ecosystem, on the entire Starstate platform, as well as any other applications that come on energy. There's only a limited amount of people that can earn those royalties at any given time. Sure, can somebody take their energy when they get to a point and sell it, and there's somebody eager to take it over, to stake it and earn those royalties? Absolutely. But at any given time, there's only a limited amount of people, because the supply of energy is so extremely limited. So right now, I really believe not only are you able to take accountability and help us free people from all over the world, but you're able to take accountability and truly get into something that has the potential, a very good probability, a very good potential. And I can't say, of course, there's no guarantees, but has a high probability of forever changing your family's life. I liken this to kind of like Amazon in the beginning. If you could have got an Amazon in the beginning, Amazon was like $5 a share in the beginning, and then it eventually went to over $3,000 a share. I kind of liken that or liken this to that in a way. And so what is the opportunity? Well, let me go into that right now. So what the opportunity is for you is for you to not only stake 25, but the first opportunity is to purchase what's called EnergyGo. Okay, I'm not going to go into this too much right now, but EnergyGo, and the reason why is those NFT bucks, as people purchase those NFT bucks, a good portion goes in to USDC. Okay, it's basically in a USDC reserve, but there's also a good portion that goes into a coin called Minter. Minter is not on the market yet, but you can get Minter. How do you get Minter? Well, you get Minter by owning EnergyGo. When you have EnergyGo, each month for the next several months, you're going to get a drop of Minter. It's 10%. So 10% of however much EnergyGo you have in your wallet. If you have 100,000 EnergyGo, you get 10,000 Minter each month for the next several months. If you had 1 million EnergyGo, you get 100,000 Minter each month for the next several months. And so Minter is the coin that is used to create those NFT bucks. Now, you can get EnergyGo right now. You can get a lot of bang for your buck. EnergyGo as we speak. And remember, I'm recording this, so here a few hours from now, the price may change a little bit. But as we speak, it's about 0.2 cents. What's that mean? Well, that means you can get 100,000 EnergyGo for around $200, or you could get 1 million EnergyGo for around probably a little bit more than $2,000. Okay, that's roughly what it equates to. So you can get a lot of bang for your buck. Where could Minter go? There's no telling where Minter could go because we don't know how many NFT bucks are going to be in circulation. What I can tell you based on the supply, just doing basic math, is if there was $10 billion worth of NFT bucks that went into circulation, the price of Minter would probably be around 25 cents. If there was $20 billion of NFT bucks in circulation, the price of Minter would probably be around 50 cents. And if there was $40 billion worth of NFT bucks that went in circulation, the price of Minter would probably be around $1. And if there was more than that, the price of Minter could be well over $1. So I think that there's a lot of room for growth. Of course, there's never any guarantees because we don't know how successful it's going to be. But I think we have a very good probability of truly having a home run here. So you might consider picking up some EnergyGo. The other opportunity, the big one, is to stake energy. So let's talk about that. What's the opportunity to stake energy? Right now is the very best time to stake energy, in my opinion, because you likely won't see this price again. As the demand for energy rises, guys, the price rises. And remember, energy is very limited in supply, so the price can go up rather quickly. 25 Energy earns royalties on Starstate and the entire energy ecosystem. You only need to purchase 20 Energy right now to have 25 staked with the 30% bonus that only goes on for less than 4 weeks. So right now, built into the contract, there is a bonus. It's at 30%. Here in, and it says 4 weeks on here. It's actually a little less than 2 weeks, okay? A little less than 2 weeks. Every 4 weeks, that bonus drops by 10%. So it's at 30% now, it'll go to 20%, and then it'll go to 10%, and then it'll be gone, okay? So you can get a 30% bonus now. You purchase 20 Energy, you get the 30% bonus, you'll have your 25. You have a little bit over 25 staked to be able to earn royalties on the entire Starstate application and the energy ecosystem. So how much is that? Well, let's take a look at the price of energy. So if I come back over here, I'm going to refresh my screen. And the price of energy as we speak, and remember, I'm recording this. I recorded this a few hours earlier because my son, right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm watching my son play football. But the price of energy at the time I'm recording this is $103.85. Okay, that's what it is. I like to round it up a little bit, so let's just call it 110 roughly. So let me go back over here. If we figure $110 times 20, that's $2,200 approximately. Now, you know, if you're new to crypto, you're going to have to buy crypto. They usually charge a little fee to buy crypto, and you will want a little bit of gas for Ethereum. So I tell people, you know, add 10-15% to that amount. Just figure around $2,500, $2,500 to $2,600. You know, you'll have over 25 staked. If you already have crypto, of course, you know, you're not going to have that fee to actually go buy crypto to be able to get your energy. Most people, what they'll do is they'll buy Ethereum and then they'll swap it for USDC. So while there are never any guarantees, I believe there is a very good probability that your purchase will earn you substantial cash flow royalties each year, while the underlying asset energy gains in value over manyfold. And guys, we are coming up at a time in the world where a lot of the markets are getting pounded. The stock market's getting pounded. A lot of the crypto market's getting pounded. The gold market, the silver market, they're all getting pounded. We're at that point where people are looking for a way to protect themselves. They're looking for something that is going to make them money when virtually everything else is falling. So, you know, if Starstate's a success, and, you know, energy could very well be that go-to source. We could see, you know, the down economy actually be very good for energy. We could see it really, you know, people really gravitate to it and it really soar while everything else is pounding down. So I want you guys to keep that in mind as well. Now, I want to go back lastly to that parable again that I talked about, the accountability. I think a lot of in the world today, right? I see it so many times, and I'm human. I make the same, you know, I make the same mistakes, but it's so easy to point out everybody else's flaws than to take accountability for yourself and for your own, right? I mean, I think we're all guilty of that. So this is about taking accountability. I encourage you not just to get involved with our ecosystem and our technology, but I encourage you to help us spread the word and help us tell others about it, because that's where true change comes. That's where we can really fight this centralized corruption that we see in the world today. Get active. Don't just get involved. Go share this with other people. And here's the perk to all of this. When you share energy with other people, we actually have a community builder rewards built into the protocol for you helping grow the community. So those are already built in the protocol. Remember, energy is not centralized. When I say built in the protocol, it's built into the smart contract. So when you invite somebody who stakes energy, you earn 15% on whatever the dollar amount is that they use to purchase and stake their energy. Let's say it's $2,500. Okay, let's just say it's $2,500. Well, 15% of $2,500 is about a little less than $400. Now, maybe the energy price goes up, you know, because as the demand rises, the price goes up. Maybe they spend $5,000 to have their 25 energy staked. Well, 15% of $5,000 would be about $750 that you would earn. That, when they stake, that is instantly, immediately paid directly into your wallet. It's paid in USDC, US dollar coin. And if you choose, you could take that, you can buy more energy, you could take it, you could cash it out for dollars through an exchange, put it in your bank, pay some bills, whatever you choose to do. But you are immediately rewarded in dollars, basically, for each person you invite into the community who stakes energy, okay? And you don't have to stake 25 energy. People say, well, do I have to stake 20? No, you don't have to stake 25 energy. If you don't have enough money for 25, you can stake 2 energy, or you could stake 5 energy. In fact, right now, when you stake the energy, we have what's called minting rewards. Energy will mint until around February 2024. So about a year and a half. And what that means is you're going to earn energy. You're going to earn extra energy every single week. And what is that amount? Well, it's dependent on how many coins come in staking each week. That's what determines, the minting reward. So it's going to vary. But when you stake energy, regardless of the amount, you're going to earn more energy. You're going to earn minting rewards for having your energy staked. The more energy you stake, the more minting rewards you'll earn. So if you want to stake over 25, you can certainly stake over 25. You'll still make the same royalties as somebody who has 25 energy, but you're going to earn more energy through the minting process, okay? So when you invite somebody, you get 15% of the dollar amount they use to purchase and stake energy. When they invite somebody, you get 10%. So it pays 25% over 2 tiers. Just very, very simple. Similar to Amazon's 2-tier, affiliate structure, but it pays 25% over 2 tiers. You earn 15% on the people you invite who stake energy, whatever dollar amount they spend, and 10% on the people they invite. Now, you say, well, how easy is this to explain to people? Guys, it's extremely easy. And by the way, if you yourself want additional information, I'm going to encourage you to go here as well, okay? Once you get involved, and of course, before you get involved, if you want more information, you can go here. You can go to something called DeFi Dark Horse. It's DEFI, not DeFi like DEFY like you're used to. It's DEFI. Why DEFI? Because DeFi stands for decentralized finance, okay? So DEFI, DeFiDarkhorse.com, okay? When you go to DeFiDarkhorse.com, there's a little video here. You can watch, that's me, it's a little 2-minute video. You're going to be able to join our Discord channel. You can connect with us by joining Discord here. You can join our Discord community. And guys, I can't say enough about our community. Our community that we have is truly a special community. We have a community of people that's probably the most selfless community I've ever been a part of. You see, for us, it's not just about winning for ourselves. It's about winning together. It's about winning together. And we have a technology where we can all win together. So it's pretty awesome. But you can join our Discord channel, and then you're going to put in your Discord username and your invite code, okay? Your invite code you'll get from whoever invited you. Once you get involved, you can create your own invite code as well. So it's just as simple as sharing out this website. And when you go through this website, you're going to go to the next page, and it has a little video on what the energy ecosystem is, what the potential for staking is, and then it has that Starstate trailer that you saw, the one that kind of gives you goosebumps. But if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see this button that says additional information. If you go there and you want every little intricate detail, maybe you're an analytical person, you say, okay, tell me the full scope of what you have, and you want every little intricate detail, you can scroll down and you can read this. And this is going to go over the entire ecosystem to a T. It's going to give everybody every little piece of information they need to make a decision. So the point is if you need more information, I want you to go here and I want you to read it. And I want you to get all your questions answered and reach out to people in our communities. But once you get involved, you're able to share out this DeFi Dark Horse site. You're able to get an invite code and you're able to share it out. And you don't have to do all the explaining with people. You don't have to try to explain the whole ecosystem. You can just tell them, man, there's something you got to see, and send them to DeFi Dark Horse. Let them look for themselves. We have a few different things we have. We have flyers. We have in our Discord group. Let me come on our Discord group for a second. Let me come on my phone, and I want to share my screen here. And I want to share with you just our Discord group. So if you go to our Discord group, here it is, okay? You're going to be able to go to our Discord group. You're going to see we have all these different channels. We have our general chat. We have a support chat. We have, our presentations that we do each week. So we have all these different channels. But you can go down here to invitation code, energy flyers. There's even a message there. So you could check all this out here at the bottom, all these resources. Let me go back here from this invitation code on down. You've got all these resources that you can check out. And that helps you to be able to share this ecosystem efficiently so you don't have to explain some complex system. I'm going to stop my screen share here. But we have flyers you can take and you can print them out on your computer. And what they do is they drive people to the DeFi Dark Horse site, and you give them your invitation code. You can hand them out in your local community. We have a flyer for regular people, and we have a flyer for business owners. Why are business owners so valuable? Because they're entrepreneur minded. They have money. They're looking for additional streams of income. And when I say local business owners, I'm talking about your insurance agents, your realtors, your restaurant owners, your salon owners, your virtually every kind of business owner you can think of in a community. So you can get active. You could start handing out flyers to your own local community, helping inform them to, make a decision that not only can better their life, but help us really change the world for better. And then we also have a message. And I'm going to tell you guys, that message is dynamite. You send that message out, you'll be surprised at how much response you get, okay? We have a message you can copy and paste, and you can start sending out to your contacts. I suggest people, go to your Facebook list or Twitter or LinkedIn or wherever, and just send out 20 or 30 of them a day. You don't want to send them out all at once. Trust me, just 20 or 30 a day, okay? Copy and paste the message. Start out at the A's and work down, or start at the Z's and work up, okay? But just send out this message, 20 or 30 a day. Your contacts in your phone, you can start out the A's and just text out 10, 20 of them a day. WhatsApp, your own email list, whatever it is, you can send out this message. And it basically tells them, gets them to ask, what is your project? And when they ask, what is your project, you send them to the DeFi Dark Horse site with your invitation code. And when they go through that site, if they want to stake energy, regardless of if they even know about crypto or have crypto or been in crypto, we have people who will do all the heavy lifting. We'll answer any questions they have. We'll help walk them through. We'll help direct them to get crypto, get their energy staked, and we'll give them your link. So we want to make it really simple for you to be able to share energy and really help us as a community change the world. And that's really what it's all about. So guys, I just want to summarize this by, I hope you got a lot of value out of today. This Zoom is about taking accountability for your part in this world and what you can do to not only protect your family, but be able to watch out for those you care about. Be able to watch out for those in your community, both your local community and also your online community. And really for us together, to be able to win together, to be able to win together. And that's the beauty of what we've created, a decentralized ecosystem. We're not guaranteed to win, but I think we have a really high probability of winning. And, you know, certainly we're going to come out swinging. And our technology, guys, that Starstate, we've already talked to a lot of mega celebrities, mega stars. I mean, every week we have a whole new slew of celebrities that are starting to hear the word that Starstate, we got to see what Starstate's doing. And I don't think it's going to take long for the world to take notice of Starstate. I don't think it's going to take long for the world to take notice of Starstate. And naturally, when the world takes notice of Starstate, guess what? Energy grows as well, because as Starstate gets growth, more royalties come in. And as more royalties come in, guess what happens to the demand of energy? The demand of energy goes up. So guys, we're creating, we're building right now. We're building a market together. We're building an ecosystem together. We're building a movement together, a movement that can leave a lasting impact on this world.